Alright, what's up everybody? My name is James, welcome to my channel. I was contemplating doing a different intro to this video, just to throw you guys off a little bit, but I'll just keep it the same. Okay, as I get my Tron bike ready today, what race are we doing? We are actually doing a ZRL race, which stands for Zwift Racing League. This is the Open Atlantic Southern Division 1 B group. And this race is going to be a points race on everything Bagel. So there are a couple firsts for me here. I've never done a points race before. I've also never done a ZRL race. And I've never raced with a team. So, well, at least on Zwift. So yeah, this is pretty exciting. If you haven't already seen my Zwift activity or my Strava activity, you're probably wondering who I raced with. And I am racing with Team Relentless. How I got connected with this team is I know a very high level racer who's a friend of mine and lives pretty close by. He is on this team. He's on their A squad. And yeah, in talking with him about what his team is like and what the experience is like racing with the team, I got connected with some of the guys there. They run an early morning group ride on Mondays at 5:45 a.m., which is Eastern time, New York time. It's a social group ride and they roll at 2.5 watts per kilo. So since I was doing a zone 2 day, I just rolled with them. I was able to chat with them during the ride, get to know them a little bit, and get a feel for their vibe. Yeah, and actually that was my first group ride ever on Zwift as well, so that was a really good experience. On Monday night, which is the night before this race, at 8 p.m. or so, I found out that the B squad could use an extra guy, so I decided to hop in. I actually needed to switch the bike that was on my trainer. I have my old beater bike on the trainer. I needed a secondary power source to record a secondary power file, and my race bike, which is an SL7, has a crank power meter, so I had to hook that up. But I had to change my trainer from QR skewers to through axle. And then I had to change the cassette from a 10 speed to an 11 speed. And then, yeah, I just ran into like 10 different first world problems. And something that probably should have taken me maybe 30 minutes or so ended up taking me like 2 hours. Which is kind of the story of our lives, I guess, as cyclists, if we're doing stuff on our own. I mean, unless you're really good with stuff and you put all your tools in their proper place and you can find them really easily. And if you are that type of person, you're strange. But anyway, I'm rambling on. So one of the leaders of Relentless helped me get set up on the WTRL website in terms of registering and signing up and making sure I had everything all squared away. So that was really helpful. His name is Jacob. So I really appreciated that. So yeah, I ended up sleeping at like 11:30 and then I woke up at 4. Which at this point I'm kind of used to because I'm always waking up around that time. I'm not wearing their team kit because I'm not officially on their team just yet. I'm hoping that I will be. But yeah, the Relentless kit is pretty sweet. It looks like this. So I am racing with these guys today. As usual, I did my recon of the course by actually watching a live stream of this exact race that happened maybe an hour earlier. And to be completely honest, I did feel a little bit of pressure that I wanted to do really well. Maybe not exactly pressure, but I was motivated to do well because I wanted to do well for my teammates, despite the fact that this is a completely new experience for me. And just to be clear, everyone on the team was really supportive. They told me to just try my best, have fun, and I liked that. But for me, I always want the best out of myself. So the motivation that I have, it really just comes from within. Anyway, about doing the recon. Yeah, I just wanted to cover my bases, make sure I knew ahead of time what was coming up. And I will say when I did the recon in general, I was pretty shocked at how steep and long the climbs were. Me personally, I feel like I'm pretty decent at anything that's maybe 90 seconds and under. These climbs are probably going to be around 3 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, I already knew it was going to hurt. I mean, every Zwift race hurts, right? But yeah, I do recognize actually a couple names on the list. There are some local DC, Maryland, Virginia guys who are in this race. Ryan Day being one of them, who's a really strong rider. I know that for a fact. Kyle Benson, he is also a very strong rider. And those were the two guys that I immediately recognized on the list. Apparently there were a couple other DMV guys. And apparently I finished last out of all of them. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
If you're a Browns fan, then you know how to suffer, huh?
I'm guessing most Zwift teams use Discord to chat while racing. Relentless is the same. And I'm sure all of you know that the Eagles won the Super Bowl a couple days before this. We do have an Eagles fan in the chat. We also have a Browns fan, and I made a joke about Browns fans having suffered for quite a long time. I actually have a couple other friends who are Browns fans too, and they're miserable. And then there was a Lions fan in the chat too. For anyone who cares, I am a Patriots fan. I am a New England boy, born and raised there for most of my life. So I'm suffering now, but I experienced many, many, many glorious years with Tom Brady as our quarterback. All right, let's get back to the race. So 2.4 kilometers here. This is where the New York KOM Forward direction starts. And this sucks. Look at it. Anyhow, we actually climbed a little bit before this. This first section of the climb before it levels out is not a part of the timed section. So the time segment starts when we get to 2.9 kilometers. Up to this point in the race, the pace has been pretty mild, but we know that's about to change because the point of a points race, no pun intended, is to gather as many points as you can. You can accrue points for your team based on your time on the segments, and I think also based on the position in which you cross the finish of the segments. Again, this is new to me, so I don't know exactly how all the points work, so don't quote me on that. But all you really need to know is that we're all trying to do our best on those 4 timed segments. In this race, if you look at the mini-map, you can clearly see there are 2 large climbs, which is the New York KOM Forward direction and reverse direction, and then you have 2 sprints, which are designated by the green markers on the mini-map. I'm going to let the 4 segments that are coming up to play out in normal speed. I am going to speed up everything in between pretty much because there's a lot of recovering going on in general without too much going on. And for each of the segments, I will put my segment time and my power numbers for that particular segment under the mini-map. Whoosh. Alright, yeah, we're coming to the end of the climb. Pretty painful. I end up setting a 5-minute all-time power PR at 353 watts, which is right around 5 watts per kilo for me, which I will take. We got a long snake of riders here. On Team Relentless, Richie set the best time at 2 minutes 30 seconds, which I believe was the second fastest time among the entire field. So he's somewhere near the front. George, Matt, Corey, and I filtered downhill and rejoined the front pack.
I think 12.8 or 12.9, somewhere around there. I think it's right over the next little kicker. Yeah, I went a little bit late.
All right, so at this point in the race, we bring back one guy that was off the front. George attacks over the top, and he goes off the front solo. And then when we bring him back, I have momentum, so I slingshot past, and then I end up off the front for maybe 2 minutes or so. Kyle makes a witty comment about sponsor time, and that would be great if I actually had sponsors. And then I get reabsorbed. And then we head over to the New York KOM again. Alright, so that was the second sprint, the last timed segment on this entire race. I end up with the 9th time out of about 20 people who have attempted it so far. So, somewhere in the middle. There wasn't really much draft to work with on that sprint, just because our group was much smaller.
We're trying to catch the front.
But anyway, this front group is dangling off the front with about a 6 to 7 second gap or so. George and Matt are here with me in this group. If we were going to try to bring that back, or if one of us was going to try to bridge up to the group where Richie is, we should definitely have done it sooner than later. Over the course of the next couple kilometers, the gap balloons out a little bit. And then with about 2.4 kilometers left or so, I ask a pretty stupid question.
Is anyone going to try to bridge or no? You want me to give it a shot or sit in?
I say stupid because this is definitely too late to try to bridge a gap that is, I think it's something like 15 seconds.
Got it.
But anyway, the guys who are with me smartly tell me to sit in, and I'm just saving everything for the final sprint. Someone checks in to see how we're all feeling. And this is actually something that I do with my team. When we're coming close to the end of the race, I want to get a sense of how everyone's feeling in the race.
Yeah, I'm feeling good right now. Damn, I got second in our bunch. Great job. Great job, Richie.
Yep, Richie ends up getting third out of the pack of 8 that was in the front. And it wasn't just a great job by Richie, it was a great job by everyone on our team. I mean, I'm pretty certain that everyone gave it 100%, and we are racing together, having fun, and getting a good workout in. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I actually ended up winning that bunch sprint. It looked like the other guy had pipped me, but when I looked at the results, I beat him by 0.01 seconds. So, ended up snagging 9th.
This might be too early to say it, but that was fun. Good job, guys. Yeah, thanks.
So yeah, looking at the power numbers, I'm pretty satisfied. If you take a look, I have a power PR for 5 minutes, 30 seconds, and 15 seconds. My average power for the race was 250. My normalized power was 306. So that difference is huge. The variability index on that is 1.22. Anyway, I want to thank Team Relentless again for letting me race with you guys. This was probably one of the most fun races I've had on Zwift so far. And yeah, I hope I get to do it again. I will have another video out pretty soon. I did the Shimano Stage 2 in Outer Scotland, right after this one actually. Alright, see you guys next time. Beep boop.